Welcome back to the WOCHL Hockey League Podcast, Episode 2. I'm Josh Ignore, former Hawkeye, and this is Nikki Crenshaw, current captain of the Hawkeyes.
We got even more fan questions and drama involving Bandits player Brady Mahalik. We will go back and forth with questions. We will also phone in with Brady Mahalik for his feedback on this proposition.
On this matter, and as well as Nolan Quinn will be joining us
But
in a little bit.
before we begin, we will go over some sponsors.
All right, so number one, we got Gatorade. After watching our Episode 1, they decided that it was a huge boom, so they decided to join in. Number 2, BioSteel. Their sport collagen blend. They saw the Episode 1 and 2, and they knew it was a hit, so they decided to, tune in on that. And then, 3, we got Monster Energy, a reoccurring sponsor. And, on the back it says Unleash the Beast, and that is a fact. I know, Ben Brango probably drinks it before games. He's a dog. So let's begin. Let's begin. All right, number one question for Nicholas Crenshaw here, captain of the Hawkeyes. What is it like owning the Hawkeyes?
No, it is actually a great honor. I love it here. I think it is amazing organization, and I think that it is the best team in the league.
I agree.
I like making the jerseys, coming up with concepts, and then we make them. If we don't like them, we change them, all that good stuff.
Yeah, a lot of new jerseys. I saw the Batman ones. I saw the firefighting ones. Me and Brady Mahalik, the two firefighters of the league. Obviously I'm not in the league as a player, but I'm the vice president, so I do have a say in things, and we appreciate the firefighter jerseys a lot. Really represents us.
Another thing is I forget. I forget.
So it seems pretty. You like your organization, and you're a good owner. I'd say. All right. Yes. You have a question for me now?
Yes. How do you feel about the league status right now?
So I think the league's headed in the right direction. Honestly, I think I think World of WOCHL Hockey League it's come a long way. We went from 3-4 teams to 9, and new teams, new players all the time. It's always changing, and I think they're headed in the right direction. I think the website looks pretty well as well, and So I guess my next question for you is how's the team been? How's this season been for you guys as a team?
We have been great. We actually do stuff outside of games. We play games outside like Minecraft and Fortnite and stuff like that.
Just to kind of build team chemistry?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yep, I like that. Okay.
We also stay on call. We watched the Four Nations face-off, the last game and overtime and stuff together. It was amazing, but not the ending we expected and wanted, but it's all right.
Okay.
Which brings me to the question, how is the Hall of Fame for you?
The Hall of Fame. Great question. Well, being, one of the only players in it right now, because I'm one of the only players to retire, it feels good to be the first one to be in it. I got that golden jacket that says World WOCHL Hockey League in it. And, it's sweet being the only one so far. And I'm hoping I'll, have some people join me soon, like, Ryan Jackson, Jaden Ciccinelli, Nicholas Crenshaw, yourself. Probably Wyatt Prendergast. He's been in the league for a while. Jaden Ciccinelli, like I said, Ben Brango for just having record-breaking numbers, and guys like Cooper Elliott, guys like Kyle Jackson, Matt Jackson. There's definitely guys that'll be in the Hall of Fame. And only reason I'm not mentioning Sebastian Maldonado is because he plays for the Vamps. That's all I gotta say. Vamps K. Next question for you. What are our goals as a captain? What are your goals as a captain?
My goal is to win the Stanley Cup yet again. I think it is the greatest thing you could possibly achieve.
Greatest achievement?
Okay. I also want to build the team chemistry, become the bestest of friends, and I want to be the best team in the league for seasons to come, and I want to be the best captain. I want to have the most cups, and when I retire, I want to be the greatest player to ever play in the league.
Okay, I agree with that. That was a lot. Being, the captain of the Hawkeyes, there's going to be a lot of goals you're going to have. But Stanley Cup this year, don't know if it's going to look well. I think Hawkeyes, Rebels, maybe throw in some Executioners in there. I don't know. We'll see. But you have a question for me now? Number 3.
Yes. In your opinion, which team has the best roster out of everyone? Which one do you think has the most depth and is just the best in general?
Now this is a close one. Between the Vamps and the Hawkeyes. I don't know much about the the Rebels. I would say they're a good team because they have Ryan Jackson as their tendy, but I don't know many other players. I've never met the guys. I think Hawkeyes have one of the best rosters. I mean, getting Jaden Chickenelli and Chase Carozzo and Nate Dean, as well as Nicholas Crenshaw, is beyond amazing. The fact that they could pick up all those players, and then looking at a team like for example here, who was it?
Vamps.
The Vamps, yeah, Vamps. On the website here, we're gonna look at the Vamps here. Their roster's looking pretty decent because listen, they got Ben Brango, who, not trying to glaze like I usually do. I'm not trying to be Chris Collinsworth on Pat Mahomes right here, but listen, I mean Ben Brango, just exceptional player. I never met the guy. Wish I could. He's a star on the ice. I just wish I could meet him, get an autograph or two. Sebastian Maldonado, obviously great to have on the team. 9 games played, 70 points. Again, don't know how it's possible. It's averaging what 7.78 game goal points per game. That's insane. Zach Hagler, don't know the kid. Not the greatest stats, but good enough. Jake Albany, not great stats either, but not bad. He's a big assist guy, and I like seeing that in players. So next question, as a World of Chell Hockey League player, who is the hardest opponent to play against, Nicholas?
It's going to have to be the Vampires. We always play terrible against them. We never work as a team. We always want these statistics and stuff.
Yeah, I mean in my book here it says Vamps are 12-7. So I know most
two of
of
our
your
losses have been the Vamps.
Okay, what's your record against them?
2-1.
Okay,
or 1-2.
1-2, 1-2. All right. Sounds like the 2023 Carolina Panthers. But anyways, okay.
Yeah, they're hard as hell to play against.
Okay.
We got blown out by them. Only team we've been blown out by this entire season. We sucked against them.
Okay. Now you have a question for me as well?
But we're ready. Yes.
All right. And don't forget, folks, we are tuning in with Brady Mahalik and Nolan Quinn in about 3 more questions now, and we'll
actually
talk to
it might have to be this question because it is about this.
Oh, it is about them.
About this topic. How do you feel about Brady Mahalik requesting a trade out of the Bandits, but getting denied?
So Brady Mahalik requesting a trade. Don't know if that's the right decision, because he might not be traded. He might not be picked up. I would just try to become a free agent. Requesting a trade is going to be picky. Honestly, a team that I think should pick him up is the Rebels. I think the Rebels need more players, as they traded a lot of their players away. But also another team, Ultra York, like they only have a couple players. I think Ultra York, still a new team. They need players. I think Brady Mahalik's best bet is just to, demand a release because obviously Tyler Kennard won't let him leave the team, and that's just not allowed, man. You can't just do that. It's just not allowed in the league. I don't know if that's a rule, but it shouldn't be. But yeah, that's my opinion. I think Tyler Kennard needs to kind of lay off. But for right now, we'll
check in.
We'll tune in with the boys. We'll tune in with them on Snapchat. Hello.
Hello.
Okay. And introduce yourselves, please, to the podcast.
Generational Quinster here.
Ooh.
It's Platform Bardansky, also known as Brady Mahalik.
2 awesome players with us here, and we have a couple questions for you guys. So, Generational Quinster, what team are you on exactly again?
The Wizards.
The Wizards. Okay. So the Wizards are one of the worst teams in the league, if not the worst. So I kind of feel bad for you on that one, pal. I mean, you're a pretty decent player. It's a shame you're on such a bad team. I really think a team like Ultra York could use someone like you.
Yeah, maybe, but I love the Wizards though.
Okay. I respect it. And a question I was gonna ask Brady Mahalik was, just walk us through the whole, requesting trade with Tyler Kennard and why that didn't work out.
Oh, so it's just the whole thing. He does not let anyone leave his team. There's whole screenshots I could send.
Really?
He's just wow. He's a
Please
real
do.
player,
Yeah.
I talked screenshots too. I don't use the charm in here. You even talked to the commissioner, and man, it's just a rough situation for the Bandits. They're getting real desperate here.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't really agree with that either. I mean, you request a trade and just getting denied, but I don't think that's allowed. I think Tyler Kennard is just trying to keep players, but I think a team like that you could go to right now. I mean, I wouldn't request a trade; I would just demand a release, and I think a team like Ultra York could pick you up. I think both of you guys should go to Ultra York. To be honest, they need players,
Maybe.
and they're a decent team. Like if they pick up some more players, they could really take over the North. Like if they pass the Nationals, they have a shot at playoffs.
Can I make a comment here?
Yes.
I think the Bandits are a very unprofessional franchise, and I think they need some work.
I agree. I mean, the jerseys that they did create, the whiteout ones, were pretty nice. I gotta say they're pretty good at making jerseys, but yeah, I know a lot of players that have went through there and left. So that's a shame.
Yeah.
Mr. Kennard,
So
Tyler-
if you're seeing this, better check yourself before you wreck yourself, buddy.
yeah, I think he's gonna start losing players.
I have one more comment.
Of course.
Tyler Kennard, he also makes all of his players join a game changer. Like if you didn't think it could be stupider.
I mean, we used to do that too.
Did we?
When I was
but
back
he
on the
also-
Hawkeyes, yes, we did do something like that as well as the Tigers.
He's also one of the worst coaches ever. He literally tells people not to poke check, and that's literally one of the main points of the game of hockey.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree.
But
There's an
let's-
entire X factor about it called
Yeah,
stick 'em up.
true. Now I do. I have one more question. If I were to become the potential coach of Ultra York, which I'm still in the process of maybe signing, would you guys want to play then if I was the head coach?
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. Okay.
What about you, Generational Quinster?
Yeah, where you at, Generational Quincy? You wanna chip in
Nah,
here?
I'm staying with the Wizards, bro.
Staying with the Wizards at 2-9-2. That's a terrible record.
They
And your
will
roster-
bounce back.
I'm not gonna lie, your roster is terrible. All right, well at least we know Brady's gonna come. That's the point.
I would definitely sign.
Now,
But now I gotta say, hold on, before we get ahead of ourselves here, Generational Quinster, I have seen some of your clips, and wow, are they amazing? That between the legs goal.
Some of them are still as well.
Yeah. All right, well that's all for you guys.
nope, we got one more actually.
Oh, one more
Generational Quinster, how do you feel about this situation regarding Brady Mahalik and Tyler Kennard?
Yeah, how do you feel about
in the
this?
Bandits organization?
Tyler Kennard is a horrible coach. He's like a dictator, bro. He wouldn't let me leave. He did the same thing to me.
Well, as vice president of the league, I will definitely take this under consideration and think about some maybe possible suspensions for the leadership and ownership of the team and the organization. But anything else for us?
I have some screenshots that can prove my case here. I could send you some stuff too.
Oh, all right, yeah.
We'll
Slide
review
those
them
over to
later.
the vice president over here, okay? And we'll
All
see
right,
y'all later.
definitely
We'll
will.
see y'all later.
All right, see ya.
All right, bye. Okay, well that was a
You
lot
saw
to
that?
take in. That was a lot to take in. I gotta say. I mean, looking at a team like that just fall apart, it's crazy. All right, next question. Who was your favorite opponent to play against, Nikki Crenshaw?
It's actually gonna have to be the Wizards.
I knew it. I knew it right away, Johnny.
I like
Johnny on the
scoring.
spot. I knew you were gonna say that because
I don't score a lot against them, but when I do score, I usually score
because looking
the
at the
best
Wizards,
goals.
their team's terrible.
Yeah, I could say that. But
Their team's
they're
terrible.
next season they're going to be pretty solid. I
Now,
think.
one thing that blows my mind is a guy like Ben Brango has more points than an entire team. Can you
Is he
believe
really?
that? Yes.
Wow.
The Wizards have
A lot of
95
people,
points,
though.
and Ben Brango has like 130 some. Like, not to glaze Ben Brango, but
you can almost
listen.
double those points and have.
Now,
and
here's
have
a
more.
guy who just puts up more points than the Wizards as one player,
Yeah.
which is just
But yeah, the
just-
question.
just crazy. I can't fathom it. All right, next question.
Who do you think will win the Jimmy Cap Award, which goes
Ooh.
to AIs?
The best AI in the league. Man, that's a hard one. I'm gonna have to go with looking at my notes here. That's a hard one. Jeff Lee, like he's a defenseman and he puts up a lot of points. 23 games played, which is one of the most in the league. Him and Anthony Jackson. But Jeff Lee, 106 points in 23 games. That's not as good as Ben Brango, but it's definitely better than the other AIs in the league, like Anthony Jackson, 78 points in 23 games played, as well as Benoit St. Laurent, who was one of my personal favorites. I used to play with him all the time, as well as Amar Gill. But that's about it. I'm gonna have to go with my boy Jeff Lee, especially being a defenseman. The fact you have 106 points, just
I'm
insanity.
gonna have to disagree with you on that one. I think it will be Jimmy Cap. I mean, the
Jimmy
award
Cap.
is named after him.
It is named after him because he's won it so many times. But listen, you just
He's
gotta
not
look at
in
his
there a
stats
lot,
this
but
year.
whenever he's in there, he makes a big difference.
His
He's a
stats
difference
this year
maker.
just don't look good. He just hasn't played many games. He's been a healthy scratch a lot. I mean, you look at him, dude. 7
He
games
is
played.
the most handsome player in the league.
7
though.
games played.
We'll give it to
5
that. Give him
points. He's got one of the lowest points per game at .71. That's terrible. I'm sorry he's not winning the award this year. It's gonna go
that.
to my boy
Unfortunately.
Jeff Lee, number 2.
Well, we'll see. The voting might give it to Jimmy Cap, even though he's had a ferocious season.
Yeah, Jeff Lee's winning that. All right. And a question for you: who on your team is the funniest and why?
I'm gonna have to go with Nathaniel Dean.
Nathaniel Dean, that's a good one. I'd have
Every
to agree.
time we hang out and we go out to dinner, like at Applebee's last week, he is very funny. He makes the funniest jokes on Wavelength, and yes, he makes the funniest jokes on Wavelength. He also laughs at pretty much anything. He's fun. He's easy to make laugh, and he also has the most very wide vocabulary.
Okay, next question. For me.
Who has a better shot at the Norris Trophy, Johnny Gillen or Chase Carrozza?
Chase Carrozza. Who even is Johnny Gillen?
He plays for the Rebels.
That was
He goes to Cardinal O'Hara High School.
I'm going Chase Carrozza. Are you serious? Is that even a question?
Well,
He's my
give
son.
me your reasoning.
He's actually my son. He's he's a dog on the ice. I don't know what to tell you. He's winning. He's
I'm
winning the
agree.
Norris. He's
I'm
winning the
agree.
Norris. All right, next question here. Top moves to perform in the games. Let's keep this one short and sweet here.
No, we're gonna go a little bit long.
All right.
I like the toe drag the most. It's the most beautiful
Definitely.
move. It gets everyone.
It gets a ton of power. It's just great. Yep. That was one of my favorite moves back when I was not in the Hall of Fame yet, because not to
Yeah.
blow the bubble, but
Another one is the Michigan. I don't
Okay.
use it a lot, but when I get a chance, it usually goes in. 'cause I'm a
Okay.
dog.
Next question.
No, I want to keep on going.
More moves. You're gonna name them all, aren't you?
We're gonna have to go with
Aren't ya,
we're gonna have to
Nikki?
go with the Spinorama. I think it is the best. I've scored Spinorama goals in Threes Eliminator tournaments and regular games, also pub games.
Now,
It
if
is
we were to ask
fantastic.
Nolan Quinster this question, generational Quinster.
He would
because-
go in between the legs.
Oh, between the legs, 100%. I don't know what to say. All right, next question.
All right, we'll begin
We'll
with the
just-
next question.
Number 8.
Vamps K? Question mark?
So,
Question mark.
as y'all know, I did post that on my story, Vamps K, after they got killed by, I believe it was the Rebels. Before I, started on my Ben Brango rant, I didn't like the team at all. So, just a simple way to put it. And I still really don't. But a player like Ben Brango really makes you think of the team way more. It's like, being a Dallas Cowboys fan and watching the Eagles have Saquon Barkley, it's like you just got to be a fan of them. Like,
Yeah,
So,
I agree.
Vamps K still, I don't like the organization because the team's just, the team name is
And
terrible.
the captain, Jake Albany, he is kind of.
Yeah, I heard there's a lot of beef between.
He also glazes me. I made my arena name the Batcave, and he copied me. I don't appreciate that. So if you're seeing this,
Okay. Next question. What are pre-games like for the Hawkeyes? Let's keep this one short and
they're great.
sweet.
usually we're on another game, and then we just hop on to play. We
Okay.
fly over a plane, go to the games, play them, dominate.
Okay, next
Then we
question.
hop back on.
Number 9.
Sometimes we eat too, like I just eat waffles
All right.
or
Yep.
something.
Yep. we
Next
get it.
question. As a former player of many teams,
I played on
Who's your-
almost every team at the time.
who's your favorite former teammate?
So if we're looking back here, I played for the Rebels originally, and I left due to some drama. Didn't really like the organization. Was a little too preppy for me. was just, the best team in the league. I didn't like doing that. So I changed team to the Chetty Bar Downs. And, me, Nate, and Nikki kind of started that. And after being
signed
on
Ben?
that team for a little bit, we did add the new jerseys and the whole team name. I kind of invented me and Nate. Nikki was busy. We, so I was on the Hawkeyes for a bit. And then we ended up losing our team because Ben decided to leave because he was getting blamed for goals, which is one of the reasons I retired, because the Hawkeyes was just never the same once Ben left, and I never came back. And so I went to the Tigers initially
For a game.
and for like one game, and we won that game.
Dominated hard.
We won that game, and it was like, things were up. Like, Tigers were looking good. We were like, bad to be insane. And then I decided to leave, and I went to, I believe,
Republicans? It was
the Republicans. Yep, Sebi's team. I was with Matt and Sebi. That was also short-lived. Sebi did not like my style of play, so I left, and I believe I just retired after that, or I tried getting back with the Hawkeyes, and I did for a short stint.
Who was your favorite teammate to play with?
Just to get with the question. Honestly, I have Nadine. I mean, our chemistry with the Hawkeyes during that short 2-week span, we were literally the best team in the league. Like, me and Nate were unstoppable as a duo as forwards when Nikki was our defenseman. Best time of my life.
Yeah.
So, favorite off-season opportunities. What's your
I like to go sit on the beach, listen to some music.
Okay, I agree. I mean, I do that now that I'm a retired player.
I also like
and I'm always asking to get
I
autographs.
like to eat a lot. It's because it's the biggest opportunity to eat.
Okay. And now, what's your favorite jerseys?
I like the Batman ones. I like them a lot.
Okay.
I liked the red and gold ones that we had a while ago.
I
My favorite is the new Firefighter ones. Haven't worn them in game yet.
So I actually have a question about
the
those.
best jerseys in the league.
I actually have a question about the origin of those. Is that supposed to be like a tribute to the LA Fires? And
Yes,
the Firefighters?
it is a tribute to
I like
all
that.
fires. Well, not the fires itself,
Like
but
9/11,
the fighters,
all those big
the fighters
ones.
that helped put the fires out and help people survive and live.
Because your grandfather was actually one. Yep. So.
Yep.
Okay. And you have one question for me too, as well.
Yes.
Favorite jerseys.
Favorite jerseys and opinions on other jerseys.
So
that's mine.
My favorite jerseys in the league are going to be the Firefighter ones. They're just the toughest and the best jerseys I've ever seen. And have they got gameplay yet or no?
I literally just said they didn't.
Okay, they haven't gotten gameplay.
They were literally made yesterday.
When they are in gameplay, they're going to be the best nice jerseys on the rink. You will not be able to, say they're not. I also like the Bandits whiteout. I like the Rebels jerseys as well. Ryan Jackson makes some nice jerseys.
What about the original jerseys? The Republican ones were pretty nice.
The Republican ones were really nice. And as well as the old Hawkeyes NASA jerseys, I made those. Those were sweet.
What about the Chetty Bar Downs?
Ugliest jerseys I've ever worn. And that's going to wrap it up, I guess. So thank you for tuning in. We'll give you more updates about the Brady Mahalik and Bandits situation. And thank you for listening.
Good night. Vamps